Mr. Speaker, sir, I also rise to participate in this motion brought by our honorable member from Maulai. Bapak Rais Marbani. Sir, the subject raised in the special motion is almost similar to what I have submitted to the Assembly Secretariat in the form of a short duration discussion, and as they are identical topic, and with the constraint of time in this very short autumn session, I shall therefore take this opportunity to make my prepared submission heard. So before I start, let me remind the House the three different groups. One group who make things happen. Second group who watch things happen. And the third group, they don't know what had happened. Let us ask ourselves, in which of these three groups are we belong? Mr. Speaker, sir, the disruption of the recent public hearing at the factory premises of Meghalaya Cement Limited at Thangksai, which manufactures Topsem brand of cement, is not the first time public protest and violence has marred legal proceeding to consider the expansion plan of cement factories in East Jingjia Hills. In what we saw from raw footage released by electronic press on social media, it was like a repeat of the public hearing held around 3 years ago at Cleariat for expansion of limestone mining by Star Cement, which also saw similar protests from NGOs and public. But while the violent clash with police in November 2020 caused the presiding officer to adjourn the public hearing at Cleariat, it was not the same on 24th August this year, as the public hearing at Thangksai went ahead with quick change in venue from open playground to a gated indoor auditorium, where only the supporters of the expansion plan of Topsem were allowed inside and protester denied entry. So, the questionable action of the presiding officer, Gautam Warjee, MCS, in going ahead with the public hearing at Thangksai, in spite of being aware of the untoward situation that took place, goes against the norms laid down in the EIA, notification of Ministry of Environment and Forests, Government of India, mandating the procedure of public consultation to be arranged in a transparent manner and ensuring widest possible public participation. So, as for the police officers and personnel who engage with protesters in an aggressive and provocative manner, leading to crowd violence and abuse of power by policemen in uniform, it was a day of shame on Meghalaya. In the past few years, a number of upright police officers have worked hard to earn the esteem of the general public. But just like that, the uncouth behavior of a few rotten apples have brought bad name to the state police force of Meghalaya. So, what was the need for DSP Jason Myram to raise a hand on an adolescent protester half his size? What is the need? What threat did additional SP Banraplang Jerwa perceive when he assaulted an unarmed protester already circled by riot policemen? At what training were personnel taught to wield lathi on a defenseless woman? This is a shame for the policeman of state Meghalaya. But the biggest shame is hearing SP Jakpal Singh Bhana say on camera, "Mar de khatam kar diye in sale ko. Let the Honorable Minister translate into action. I have a video clip of his hate expletive, but I'm not going to translate because on its own it speaks volumes about the attitude of this person who is unbecoming of an IPS officer. Sir, we do not forget that the very same SP Cleariat, I may reiterate the same because it is a serious matter. It is the very same SP Cleariat who led a reckless and poorly executed operation at Maulai in the dead of the night in the same month of August 2 years ago that resulted in the killing of Chesterfield. Thank you. The report of retired Justice T. Baipai Inquiry Commission is clear about it. All happened. I don't have to say more. Sir, and I'm going to skip. The connection between the killing by excessive use of force and the investigation by Cleariat police into an IED blast at the factory of Star Cement in East Giantales because of time constraint. The police action by SP Cleariat and his team when engaging with protesters at Thangksai on 24th August this year therefore need to be scrutinized from a different perspective. That it was success, whether planned or not, because it successfully managed to keep the dissenters of the expansion plan of Topsem Cement at bay, even as the public hearing was being held. And that it also brought into question the neutrality of East Giantales police when having to deal with business interests of cement factories in the district. Again, I'm not just casting aspersion. Video evidence is on YouTube. So before I conclude, the high-handedness of police has become more visible and more pronounced this year after the Thangksai incident. Just look at the police handling of the situation involving the protest march by members of Nyotrap Integrated Territorial Organization after the Hito president was called by explanation at Sada Police Shillong. These are not healthy signs at all of a disciplined police force that is tasked with responsibility of maintaining law and order. Meghalaya Police must take stock of the situation and ask itself if it really wants to be a draconian force, because the people of the state, starting with me, we will not allow. Sir, with these very few words, I extend my support to this motion and condemn the police atrocity. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I'll issue my seal.
Thank you.